Hey everyone, welcome to another video on Blender Geometry Nodes. In this video, we will see about set handle type node. This is part of the curve right node section. I release new videos on a weekly basis. Please subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified when I upload a new video. This is Jay from CJ Academy. Let's start. I have my own custom workspace setup. I'll share the link in the description. You can take a look how to set it up. In this video, we're going to see about curve handle type node. I already explained this in the curve handle read notes. Curve handles is only for Bezier curves. Okay, so we need a Bezier curve when we are talking about curve handles. Now let's increase this to 10 so that we have a bigger curve. So we have the Bezier curve here. And we are going to see about set handle type node. Before we dive into this handle types in geometry nodes, we need to know what are the different types of handles we have. We have to see it without the geometry nodes. For that reason, I have increased the curve size and let's get into the edit mode. Okay, now I have selected both the handles, and in this case we have two handles. If you go to the control points, you can see two control points you have, and each control point has a handle to it. We need to bring more handles here, so let's subdivide it a few times. So for each subdivision, you can see there is a handle, a control point is added. For that, a handle is added also. Let's add one more time. Okay, so I think we have now. If I select all, these are all closely packed. Okay, and let's try to select few. Okay, not all, maybe two. Okay, and if I click V, you will get different type of handle types. You have automatic, you have vector, you have aligned, and you have free. And the last option is a quick toggle between free and align. The vector and automatic is like you have set it up in the beginning, but when you start moving it, it moves or behaves in this way. I'll show you what that means. So I have selected two handles here, in the sense two control points and its handles. Okay, and I set this handle type to vector, or maybe let's say automatic. Automatic, as soon as I did, this color changed, and I'll move this up a little bit. So observe here what happens. So the curve tangential is maintained, okay, and the curve handle is kind of moving in a tangential way. So this is what automatic does. Now let's choose two more, okay, three more, and set this to vector. It doesn't change anything now, but as soon as I start moving, you can see the difference. See, if you observed in the previous type, it gave a smooth curve, but here you got a sharp edge, and even the handles are moving in a straight line position. Okay, this is what vector does. And let's say select two more and set it to aligned and gradually move it. We can move it to the top. This also behaves very similar to automatic, if you see. So automatic has a smooth curve, even aligned has also kind of a smooth curve. Last is the free. Free is a derivative from the vector type, but it doesn't care about sharp edges. It moves free. Okay, if I just select one, this is already in free mode, and kind of move it down or do it, sharp move. So it doesn't care, it just moves. Okay, so now I have moved so many of this. Maybe I'll move some more. Let's put this to vector, as vector gives a sharp edges. Okay, and aligned gives kind of close view, but not rounded object. It's more like close edges, but not sharp, like that. Okay, so now I have just moved these things in a crazy way. Now let's exit out of the edit mode, and you see I have different type of roundness here. This is what automatic did. This is what you got with vector type, and aligned is this. So you see the difference between automatic and aligned. Automatic is like it will always try to judge everything and position it in a rounded way, no sharp edges at any cost. But aligned is more like a smoother version of the vector type. Okay, that is the difference here. And free just moves wherever it want to move. It doesn't matter. And again, I have made a vector, and again, I think another free. So now we have different type of bumps. Let's say in the Bezier curve, this is a Bezier curve now. Here also I have made a note of what difference we have. So this is from the documentation, Blender documentation. So as I mentioned, auto is always trying to maintain a smooth curve along all the bends. Vector is more like where you want to get sharp edges. You can use the vector type. The handles we can change even through geometry nodes. I'll show you in a moment. Aligned is more like you get more flexibility or more roundness on the vector type. So it's more like it's retaining the shape but with round edges. And free doesn't care. It just moves wherever it wants, and it's more like of a vector type. Okay, this is also vector type. Okay, now if you see, there are numbers I have mentioned here, 1 2 3 0. So this is helpful because it's actually being used in the geometry nodes. See, handle type right, handle type left. And I also have covered about this handle types in another video. I will share the link in the description. You can take a look. And you see here, there are different numbers mentioned here. Now let's see it in the geometry nodes. We have a node to write the handle type. Okay. And you can choose either left or right or both. That is possible. So it takes the curve input and changes the handle however you want and gives the output. You have another option to control the selection. So now let's plug it in. You see there is a difference already. So I mute it. You see there are sharp edges here, here. And as soon as I unmute this, you see everything is rounded. That's because of the auto type that I have selected by default. And you remember auto is nothing but the very first type. You see. So it will always try to round everything. And if I move this to vector, that is 2, everything becomes sharp edge. This is a useful way to either turn a sharp edge curve to a rounded version or a rounded curve type to a sharp version. This helps in both ways. Here also the type has changed. So the earlier one was auto. That means everything is 1, same as what I indicated here. So auto means 1, vector means 2. You can keep it side by side and see. So auto means 1, vector 2, vector is 2, that's sharp edges, and then aligned. Okay, align is 3. See, everything is 3. That means you get minimal sharpness, but it will retain the shape. Try to round it based on whatever it is. And last is free. Free doesn't change anything here, it just gives you an option to further change it in any way you want because everything is free now. No point is dependent on the other point. Okay, that is the whole point. No, that's rhyming. Okay. So yeah, that's on the handle type. What happens if I control it with selection? Let's keep it this way. This is easy to see. Yeah, better. Wherever you see a selection criteria, you can bring in the compare node and connect it to any one of the property you have. We have index here, and this will give you a control over point you want to round it or sharpen it. And right now, 0th index is marked as free. Let's move it to auto. You see already a difference here. It's a small bend. If I say, you see, so this is being rounded now. That means all the edges gradually it will be rounded one by one, or that roundness will move across. See, there is a small glitch in all the points. Okay, and if I say greater than or equal, less than or equal, you get kind of, yeah, that roundness effect, non-roundness effect. Okay, that's the vice versa of greater than or equal. See, okay. So with this selection, you can play around, and handle type you can keep changing in multiple ways on multiple stages. You can add one more and then change left and right separately. That is also possible. Okay, so the real benefit of this comes when you start changing the position of the handle, that we will cover in a separate video. So that's about the set handle type node. If you find this video useful, please like it, share it with your friends. If you want me to cover any specific topic in Blender geometry nodes, please let me know in the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel. I will see you in another cool video. Thank you. Bye.